Alright, once again. This is a fourth video, the history section. I'm going to try not to bore you a lot with my stuff. I'm sorry, when I talk about history, I kind of like go on a little bit. I do apologise if I'm boring any of you. This is the 39th Battalion. This is a very good film as well. Australian and the Japanese going at it in, I think, is it New Guinea? Yeah, New Guinea in 1942. Very good film, recommend that. This film is fantastic. Last Confession of Alexander Pierce. This is people might not know this stuff. I mean, I suppose many Australians might, and people from Tasmania mainly would. Alexander Pierce was an Irish convict. He was sent a penal servitude in Tasmania, and he escaped with 6 or 7 other prisoners. And they went out into the wilderness, and Alexander Pierce was the only one to come back. And where we find out later that there were not just murder gone on in the wilderness, but cannibalism. Fantastic film. Got another film a lot like it, Van Diemen's Land. I'll show you that probably in the next update. But this is a great film. Really, really good film out there. If you haven't seen this film, it's a fantastic film. Really, really like it. Oh, Last Drop. I mean, this has got a cast, I'll give it that. And you know, it's not that bad. Like Sean Pertwee a hell of a lot. Makka Madison's in this. Alexander Skarsgård, Billy Zane, David Ginola for some reason. I don't think Americans will know who he is, but if you're a football fan, you'd know. Kind of a motley assortment. British troops. I think it's just before Operation Market Garden. They're after treasure. A lot of people are after treasure in this. It's not just the British. It's a pretty good film. If you like your kind of historical adventure, this is pretty good. You can pick it up cheap. Oh, Last Legion. Oh, trying to get on the sort of the King Arthur Excalibur type thing. Oh god, this film is fucking shite. Colin Firth as well. I kind of see him as the sort of the Clive Owen number 2 type, you know, or number 1, whatever way you look at it. I'm not a fan of that film at all. Last of the Mohicans. Another film that I can watch and watch again and again, never get bored of. I think it's just a masterpiece. I love the film so much. It's Daniel Day-Lewis is incredible in it. The soundtrack is amazing. Clonard's song, particularly, you know, great in it. Michael Mann just you know, the frontier again, you know, is beautiful and brutal, you know, together. It's a fantastic film. Really, really good. This is coming up next. This is another version, Last of the Mohicans. This is director's expanded edition. I do like this version. It's got some very good bits of dialogue added back, and it's got a little when they come to a fort, the fort that's besieged in this. A nice little battle going on outside the fort, led by Major Duncan. That's good, but the ending I don't like, because the battle between Magwan and Chingachgook, they cut out the blade entering Magua and coming out of his back, and I fucking hated that. I really didn't like that. As I said, you know, both versions are great in their own ways, but I didn't like that ending at all. Last Samurai. Tom Cruise kind of gets the sort of the Kevin Costner treatment, kind of treated that bad. Look, I'm not his biggest fan by any means, but I like this film a hell of a lot. Really, really liked it. Really, really good. Ending was sad, man. I enjoyed the film. Last Valley. Michael Cain. Don't really see him in a villain role that much. I do like this film a lot. Mercenary Band. Very young Brian Blessed's in this as well. Mercenary Band during the 30 Years' War. They settle in this valley that's kind of cut off from everywhere else, and the soldiers begin to kind of change. Then kind of another action kind of happens, and things start to kind of go downhill. Really, really like this film. Really, really recommend it if you haven't seen it. Last Valley, really good. Letters from Iwo Jima. Great film. I enjoy this more than Flags of Our Fathers. Libertine, this is great. Johnny Depp needs to go back to more of this sort of stuff, and he's part of the Caribbean, just fuck it. He doesn't need to do that sort of stuff. He's a much better actor than that, playing the second Earl of Rochester, real deviant film. I like it. I'm a big fan. When he turns up at the end, when he's absolutely riddled with syphilis, my God, he looks quite terrifying at the end when he's at the sticks. Love this film, love it. Line in the Desert. This is Oliver Reed, Anthony Quinn. It's a 2-disc version. Second disc is with Arab language track. This is set in Libya. The Bedouin fighting the invasion by Italy. It's a good film. Recommend that. A Lost Battalion. This is very, very good. Rick Schroeder. I believe he was the young lad in Champ. Him crying at the end when John Voight's character's dying. This is a very, very good film as well, set in World War One. It's that US Army 77th Division cut off, attacked by Germans. Very good film. Really, really recommend that. Really enjoyed that film. Oh Man, It Would Be King. Classic film. Brilliant film. Michael Caine and Sean Connery just play off each other so well. Because Plummer in it as well. Just we know what I think he's an awesome actor. Really, really great film. Really good old kind of historical adventure. They don't really make them like this anymore. They don't. I know it sounds a cliche, but they don't. Masada. This is a very, very good film. It's a mini series. And the epic Jewish zealots defending the fortress of Masada against the Romans, and Flavius Silva, Papito et al. Great film. Great film. David Warner turns up in this as a real kind of real bastard of a Roman trying to take over Silva's force. Really, really good film. You'd enjoy that. That's a great film. Master and Commander. I'm a big fan of Master and Commander. I want him to do a second one. I really, really love this one. Really like the chemistry between Crow and Bettany. Great film. Really, really recommend it. Don't know a bad word to say. Really like Master and Commander. Michael Collins. Again, I love this film. I'm a bit of an advocate, Irish history. I think Neil Jordan does a pretty good job. The only thing I would say, my one real kind of little quib with it is Julia Roberts, just shy Irish accent, and Alan Rickman. You'd expect better from him. Playing Eamon de Valera, it's like he's not trying. And it's not very good at all. But I do like this film. There's a much better film. In my opinion, Brendan Gleeson plays the best Michael Collins. A film called The Treaty. I'll show you that. It's somewhere on that shelf there. It's there. Much better performance. Even Neeson said that as they were making the film when Gleeson came on the set. Gleeson is in the film. He plays Liam Tobin, an associate of Collins, and when he came on the set, Liam Neeson said, look, here's the real Michael Collins right here, and he's exactly right. Guy who plays De Valera in The Treaty as well is much better. I don't know the actor. I do apologise about that. Look, I'm a massive Spike Lee fan, but this film, America Santa Ana, is absolute fucking garbage. It's a real shame because look, I love a lot of Spike Lee's films. In fact, my favourite one is Summer of Sam, although people probably expect you to say Malcolm X and others, but Summer of Sam is my favourite. This to me is I know we had that little bit of a spat with Eastwood, but when it comes down to it, Eastwood did the far superior war film. Didn't know what it wanted to be, and you really lose interest in it fast. I can't help it. I just did. Mission of the Shark. But those fans of Jaws, We all remember like Quint's little speech about the USS Indianapolis. This is the story it's based on. Really, really good little, film. Stacey Keach playing the captain. Yeah, I enjoy this film a lot. David Caruso, he turns up in it. I don't actually remember him being in it, but this is a good film. Had that on VHS as well. Mongol, the Rise Against Cain. The New World starts off well. When it gets to about the hour and a half mark, it really goes downhill. I didn't mind it. I like Christopher Plummer a lot again, as I say, and I think Bale and Farrell do a decent job. But it does fall on its arse a little bit near the end. This is a great film. This is No Man's Land. I think it won an Oscar for Best Foreign Film. It's a Bosnian film. The film's about the Bosnian War from 92 to 95. Very, very, very good film. Can't recommend this one enough. I'm sure I'm sure some people might have seen this. This is a really, really good film. One Man's Hero, Tom Berenger. I'm a fan of Tom Berenger. It's a shame he doesn't really get like the work he kind of deserves. This film is about I suppose many Mexicans might have heard, would know what I'm talking about, like the San Patricio Battalion. Group of Irish, some people would say deserters, I guess. They deserted from the American force before the Americans crossed the Rio Grande in the US-Mexican War. They became like elite artillery unit, and they fought in most engagements in Mexico, and they were eventually captured. And once Chapultepec, I believe, was like the last kind of fort before Mexico City kind of surrendered. The moment the US flag was raised upon there, they were all hung outside the walls. Very, very sad film. The ending is. Recommend that film. Not many people talk about it. I really recommend that. The Other Conquest. This is just after the Spanish conquistadors conquering Tenochtitlan, the capital of and they renamed it Mexico City. It is a good film. There's an annoying quote on the back of this. By comparison, Apocalypto was just a rumble in the jungle bollocks, is it? I hate ridiculous quotes like that. That this film is good, but it's no Apocalypto. And what about they're two different subjects anyway? But it's no Apocalypto. I know what it's attempting to kind of do, but it's just totally false. San Diego Union Tribune said that, and it's just total shite. It's a good film, but it's nothing amazing. Oh, this is the original Pathfinder. This is great. This is great. Great film. Young guy and his family, their laps. They get attacked by. It must be. They're obviously Vikings, but I'm trying to think of this. They must be either Norse or Danish. I believe they're Norse. This is a great film. Really, really great film. Really recommend this film. Don't recommend the remake. My God. Set in North America. That is fucking garbage, but this is great. Love this film. Last on this shelf is the extended cut of the Patriot. Look. It portrays the Brits to be basically demonic entities. But you know what? I can look back. It's a pretty good film. Jason Isaacs playing the British officer in this. Just great. Really, really hams it up well. I recommend it. If you want. Look, it's pretty entertaining. You can't. It's entertaining. Yeah. And that's the end of that shelf. Cheers for watching. Cheers for subscribing. Thank you.